Hello friends, this is Team Super Simplified and today we are here with UPSC Prelims 2016 solution part 2. In part 1 we have already covered 25 questions. Now we will see here question number 26 to question number 50. So question number 26 is Doctors Without Borders, Medicine Sans Frontiers. Often in the news is A health division of the World Health Organization, a non-governmental international organization, C an intergovernmental agency sponsored by European Union, and D a specialized agency of the United Nations. So you can pause the video and you can try to guess the answer, or you can try to attempt this question, and then you can unpause and you can see the correct answer. So the correct answer here is B. It is a non-governmental international organization. So Doctors Without Borders is actually an international NGO which is working in the area of humanitarian aid, and it works in the war-torn areas and developing countries, and it has also received a Nobel Prize, a Nobel Peace Prize. It was founded in France in 1771 and its headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. And this was in news for quite some time because of the refugee crisis and the Syria crisis, right? So that is how the UPSC has actually picked this particular question for the examination. Let's move to the next question, question number 27. So with reference to an initiative called the Economics of Ecosystems and Biodiversity, TEEB, which of the following statements is or are correct? 1. It is an initiative hosted by UNEP, IMF and World Economic Forum. 2. It is a global initiative that focuses on drawing attention to the economic benefits of biodiversity. 3. It presents an approach that can help decision makers recognize, demonstrate and capture the value of ecosystem and biodiversity. Alright, so now even if you don't know the correct answer in this particular case, so you can just read the statement once again. With reference to an initiative called the Economics of Ecosystems and Biodiversity. So what does this mean? Economics of ecosystem and biodiversity. So if you see the statement number 2, it is a global initiative that focuses on drawing attention to the economic benefits of biodiversity. And statement 3, it presents an approach that can help decision makers recognize, demonstrate and capture the value of ecosystems and biodiversity. So these two statements are are little bit in sync with the question statement, right? And we are not sure about the point number 1, right? So this is the only pain area here. So now let's see what are the combinations given here in the options. 1 and 2 only. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A 1 and 2 only, B 3 only, C 2 and 3 only, and D 1, 2 and 3. So if I have to guess, the correct answer could be 1, 2 and 3, or it can be 2 and 3 only. So the correct answer in this case is C, that is 2 and 3 only. Number 1 is not correct. Okay, so this is how you can eliminate some of the options by reading question statement 2 or 3 times. This strategy is very useful in prelims, and I feel that you have to adopt this, because all the questions will not be coming from what you have already read. There will be a lot of new questions which you will be seeing directly in the examination hall. So at that time you have to use these kind of tricks to eliminate some kind of doubtful options, right? So let's move to the explanation here. TEEB, it is the Economics of Ecosystems and Biodiversity. It is an international initiative to draw attention to the global economic benefits of biodiversity. Okay, so let's move to question number 28. Question number 28, with reference to red senders sometimes seen in the news, consider the following statements. So this year a lot of questions were asked in 2016 where it was something like this, seen in news. So they have referred news and they've asked a lot of questions in from the current affairs section, because they want to give a level playing field to the new entrants. So statement number 1, it is a tree species found in part of South India. It is one of the most important trees in tropical rainforest areas of South India. Which of the following given statements is or are correct? Now combinations are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So if you were following news, then you would have seen a lot of smuggling rackets were coming out about these red senders. These are actually sandalwood trees. So which is the correct answer? The correct answer here is A, 1 only. So we'll see what is the explanation. So red senders, variety of tree, sandalwood, which is found naturally in Andhra Pradesh, in north Tamil Nadu. So basically Andhra and Tamil Nadu border, near Tirupati area, Chittoor and Tirupati area. and this is listed as endangered by IUCN, and because of the demand in China and Bhutan and other countries, smuggled outside the country, and there were frequent news items about these smuggling incidents, so that is why it was there in the question paper. So let's go to question number 29. Which of the following statements is or are correct? Proper design and effective implementation of UN RED Plus program can significantly contribute to 1. Protection of biodiversity, 2. Resilience of forest ecosystems, 3. Poverty reduction. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 and 2 only, 3 only, 2 and 3 only, and 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so the correct answer here is D, 1, 2 and 3. So UN RED Plus program is very important topic from prelims and mains perspective. So what is RED here? RED is reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. So what the experts are saying today is the land use change is a major contributor to global warming. Then question number 30. What is greenhouse gas protocol? A. It is an international accounting tool for government and business leaders to understand, quantify and manage greenhouse gas emissions. B. It is an initiative of United Nations to offer financial incentives to developing countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to adopt eco-friendly technologies. C. It is an intergovernmental agreement ratified by all member countries of the United Nations to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to specified levels by the year 2022. D. It is one of the multilateral RED Plus initiative hosted by World Bank. So what is the correct answer here? Correct answer is A. It is an international accounting tool. Okay, it is an accounting tool for the government and business leaders to understand, quantify and manage greenhouse gas emissions. Right. So the GHG protocol, the greenhouse gas protocol, was developed by World Resources Institute and World Business Council on Sustainable Development. And hundreds of companies today, companies and organizations around the world are using GHG protocol standards and tools to manage their emissions and become more efficient, resilient and prosperous organizations. Okay, now let's move to question number 31. With reference to Financial Stability and Development Council, consider the following statements. It is an organ of Niti Aayog. It is headed by the Union Finance Minister. 3. It monitors macro-prudential supervision of the economy. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only, B. 3 only, C. 2 and 3 only, and D. 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer is C. 2 and 3 only, because FSDC was actually established in 2010 and Niti Aayog came up very recently after 2010, right? So these kind of questions you can solve only when you know about the particular topic, right? So let's see in detail. After 2008 financial meltdown, Indian government envisaged a body which will oversee all the regulatory functions of the entire economy, because there are a lot of regulatory bodies in the economy which are regulating different areas. Like there is SEBI, which is regulating the stock exchange, and then there is IRDA, there is a PFRD, RBI. All these agencies are actually working in different areas. So that is why an agency was proposed which will oversee the regulatory needs of the entire economy, and it was set up in 2010 by then Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee, and the chairman of this committee is the Finance Minister. Okay, and the members are RBI Governor, Finance Secretary and Chief Economic Advisor, SEBI Chairman, IRDA Chairman, PFRDA Chairman. Let's move to the next question, question number 32. With reference to Agenda 21, sometimes seen in the news, consider the following statement. Sometimes seen in the news. Again, a question from current affairs, right? 1. It is a global action plan for sustainable development. 2. It originated in World Summit on Sustainable Development held in Johannesburg in 2002. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. both 1 and 2, D. neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer here is A. 1 only. Okay, so let's see why. So Agenda 21 is actually a non-binding, voluntarily implemented action plan of the United Nations with regard to sustainable development. Okay, so statement number 1 is correct. Okay, and it was a product of Earth Summit 1992, which was held in Rio de Janeiro, and the 21 in Agenda 21 means the 21st century. Okay, so the option 2 was not correct, because here it is written it originated in the World Summit on Sustainable Development held in Johannesburg in 2002, but that is not correct. It originated as a result of Earth Summit 1992. Okay, right, so let's move to the next question, question number 33. Satya Shodhak Samaj organized A. movement for upliftment of tribals in Bihar, B. a temple entry movement in Gujarat, C. an anti-caste movement in Maharashtra, D. A peasant movement in Punjab. The correct answer here is C. An anti-caste movement in Maharashtra. So this was actually a movement, social reform society, which was established by Jyotirao Phule, okay, in 1873, and its purpose was to liberate the Shudras, or the untouchable castes, from exploitation and oppression by the higher castes, right? So let's move to the next question number 34. Which of the following statements is or are correct? Viruses can infect 1. Bacteria, 2. Fungi, 3. Plants. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1. A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer here is D. The viruses are known to infect almost any kind of host that has living cell, right? So it can be animal, it can be plant, fungus, bacteria, all are subject to viral infection. So that's why the correct option is option D, 1, 2 and 3. The term base erosion and profit shifting is sometimes seen in the news. Again, a question on current affairs. In the context of a mining operation by multinational companies in resource rich but backward areas, curbing of the tax evasion by multinational companies, exploitation of genetic resources of a country by multinational companies, lack of consideration of environmental cost in the planning and implementation of developmental projects. So the correct answer here is option B, curbing of the tax evasion by multinational companies. So now let's understand what is BEPS, base erosion profit shift. So BEPS is actually a tax avoidance strategy that exploits the gaps and mismatches in the tax rules to artificially shift the profit to a low or no tax location. So what the company does is they operate in a particular country, so main operation is here, but what they do is they register another office in a country where the tax rate is very low, and they try to shift all the profits to that country. So now countries are now coming together to share the tax information with each other and to curb this kind of tax evasion, right? So here there are two terms actually which we should be very clear with: tax avoidance and tax evasion. So what is the difference here? See, tax avoidance means there are some legal ways in which you can take some exemptions and reduce your tax liability. For example, if you are paying income tax, then there are certain kind of exemption under certain sections, right? It's like ATC. So if you invest in a particular instrument, then you will get some kind of rebate or something like that, right? So you can use those provisions of the Income Tax Act, which is completely legal, right? This is lawful and this is completely legal. But tax evasion means you are somehow manipulating your book of accounts and trying to show lesser income or lesser profit in order to evade tax, right? So these are two different terms. Tax avoidance is not an offense, but tax evasion is an offense, right? Now let's move to the next question number 36. Recently, India's first National Investment and Manufacturing Zone was proposed to be set up in. India's first NIMS, National Investment and Manufacturing Zone, was to be set up in A. Andhra Pradesh, B. Gujarat, C. Maharashtra, D. Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so this is a GK kind of question. The correct answer is A. Andhra Pradesh, and in fact in the Prakasham district of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, now let's move to the next question number 37. What is or are the purposes of District Mineral Foundation in India? This was also quite in news. So statement 1, promoting mineral exploration activities in mineral rich districts. 2, protecting the interest of persons affected by mining operations. 3, authorizing state governments to issue licenses for mineral exploration. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1 and 2 only, B. 2 only, C. 1 and 3 only, and D. 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer here is B. 2 only, right? So District Mineral Foundation is actually established. It is a fund actually, and it is established to protect the interest of the persons affected by the mining operations. So it is a non-profit body basically, and it will be established in those districts which are affected by the mining operation to work for the interest and benefit of the persons and the area which is affected by the mining related operations. And this is actually funded through the contributions from the miners only. The people who are mining there, they will contribute. So if I ask you one question, that in telecom industry also you have some concept like this, right? So what is that? It is called USOF, Universal Service Obligation Fund, right? So what happens is all the telecom companies, they want to go to cities and establish their network there, because there are a lot of they're going to find a lot of prospective users there, but no one wants to go to the rural areas and all, because the demand is less, so their profitability may reduce. So what government has done, they have told the telecom companies to contribute a particular part of their revenue in USOF, Universal Service Obligation Fund. So they have to contribute to that, and that fund will be used to establish the telecom network infrastructure in the rural areas, in the backward areas, right? So this is Universal Service Obligation Fund, and here we are talking about. So this is how you should try to make some linkages in your mind and try to draw some parallels, so that you'll remember these things very easily. Now let's move to the question number 38. SWAYAM, an initiative of the Government of India, aims at A, promoting the self-help groups in the rural areas, B, providing financial and technical assistance to young startup entrepreneurs, C, promoting the education and health of adolescent girls, D, providing affordable and quality education to the citizens for free. So this is again a current affairs question about a scheme of the government. So here correct answer is D, providing affordable and quality education to citizens for free. So this is actually a kind of MOOC, massive open online course. So a course will be provided online, and the citizens can register there, and they can complete their education in various subjects, from school level, class 9 to class 12, to undergraduate and postgraduate level also, covering all the disciplines, right? So through this scheme, the ministry has proposed to provide high quality e-content to all the colleges and universities free of cost. Okay, so this is the SWAYAM scheme of the Government of India. Now let's move to question number 39. Montagu-Chelmsford proposals were related to A, social reforms, B, educational reforms, C, reforms in police administration, D, constitutional reform. So this is a very superficial question which they have asked from this particular topic, but sometimes when they have to complicate the thing, they go into the details of those particular acts or the proposals which came at that time, and then they ask the features. What is common to the two historical places known as Ajanta and Mahabalipuram? 1, both were built in the same period. 2, both belong to the same religious denomination. 3, both have rock cut monuments. Select the correct answer using the code given below. So correct answer here is A, 1 and 2 only, B, 3 only, C, 1 and 3 only, and D, none of the statements given above is correct. So the correct answer here is B, 3 only. The 1 and 2 are not correct. These two statements are wrong. Both were not built in the same period. See, so basically the Ajanta caves are quite old. They are ranging from 2nd BC to 6 AD, and Mahabalipuram was somewhere after 6th century AD. That's why statement 1 is incorrect. Both belong to the same religious denomination? No. So in Ajanta caves, basically you find mainly the Buddhist impact, and in Mahabalipuram you have the Hindu architecture, right? So the statement 2 is also incorrect. The only thing which is correct here is both have the rock cut monuments, right? So statement 3 only. So option B is correct, right? Let's move to the next question. Question number 41. With reference to bitcoins, sometimes seen in news, again a question from current affairs, which of the following statements is or are correct? 1, bitcoins are tracked by the central banks of the countries. 2, anyone with a bitcoin address can send and receive bitcoins from anyone else with a bitcoin address. 3, online payments can be sent without either side knowing the identity of the other. So these are the options. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A, 1 and 2 only, B, 2 and 3 only, C, 3 only, and D, 1, 2 and 3. The statement 1 is definitely not correct. Bitcoins are actually not tracked by the central bank of the countries. For example, our RBI has no policy as of now, no concrete policy as of now for tracking the bitcoins transactions, right? And they are still trying to understand the various scenarios and the vulnerabilities of the economy. Statement 2 is correct. Anyone with a bitcoin address can send and receive bitcoins. Yeah, you will have a public address by using which the other person can send you bitcoins. He can transact with you, and the online payments here are anonymous, right? So that is why it is a big headache for the central governments, for the central banks or the governments of the countries. Okay, so that's why statement 2 and 3 are correct, hence the option B is correct, 2 and 3 only. Now let's move to question number 42. Consider the following statements. New Development Bank has been set up by APEC. The headquarters of New Development Bank is in Shanghai. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, neither 1 nor 2. So what is the correct answer here? Correct answer is B, 2 only. Why? Because the New Development Bank has been set up by BRICS, okay, not APEC, and headquarter is definitely in Shanghai. So what happens here, no, there is a similar bank known as AIIB, which also has headquarter in China, Asia Infrastructure and Investment Bank. The headquarter of this bank is in Beijing, and for New Development Bank it is Shanghai. So a lot of aspirants who have given exam last year had a lot of doubt, confusion between these two banks. That is why they did not attempt discussion, or they attempted it wrongly. Okay, so whenever you are reading something, try to read it very clearly and try to avoid these kind of confusion. So next question, question number 43. Gadgil committee report and Kasturi Rangan committee report, sometimes seen in news, okay, current affairs question, are related to A, constitutional reforms, B, Ganga action plan, C, linking of rivers, and D, protection of Western Ghats. So this is again a very superficial question, and anyone who is preparing for UPSC will definitely answer this kind of question, right? A serious aspirant should not miss these kind of questions. So the correct answer here is D, protection of Western Ghats. Okay, so there was a news recently that government has recently notified ecologically sensitive areas based on Kasturi Rangan report, right? Now question number 44. Consider the following: Calcutta Unitarian Committee, B, Tabernacle of New Dispensation, C, the Indian Reform Association. Keshub Chandra Sen is associated with the establishment of which of the above? A, 1 and 3 only, B, 2 and 3 only, C, 3 only, and D, 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer here is B, 2 and 3 only. He was not associated with Calcutta Unitarian Committee. So this is again a GK type of question. If you are aware about this particular topic, you will be able to answer. Otherwise you have to skip this particular question. Let's move to question number 45. Which of the following is not a member of Gulf Cooperation Council? So this is again a question from current affairs only. Which of the following is not a member of Gulf Cooperation Council? A, Iran, B, Saudi Arabia, C, Oman, and D, Kuwait. So the correct answer here is A, Iran. Okay, it is not a member of Gulf Cooperation Council. So these are the countries which are actually a part of it. So it is an economic and political alliance between the 6 Gulf countries: Saudi Arabia, Oman, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. Okay, so these are the 6 countries of Gulf Cooperation Council. Let's move to the next question. Question number 46. What is or are the purpose or the purposes of government's sovereign gold bond scheme and gold monetization scheme? 1, to bring the idle gold lying with Indian households into the economy. 2, to promote FDI in gold and jewelry sector. 3, to reduce India's dependence on gold imports. Now again, this is a simple question if you have gone through the government schemes. Okay, this is not in depth, they have just asked superficial details only. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A, 1 only, B, 2 and 3 only, C, 1 and 3 only, and D, 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer here is C, 1 and 3 only. So the scheme does not promote any FDI in gold and jewelry sector. It is actually to bring the gold lying with the Indian households into the system, okay, and to reduce India's dependence on the gold imports. So India's import bill, if you see, there are 2 major imports which are burning a hole in our pocket. The one is petroleum, which we cannot avoid, and the other one is gold. Petroleum we cannot control that much because it is required for the infrastructure sector, for transportation and energy needs of the country. But gold certainly we can control, right? So these two schemes are actually a move in that direction. Now let's move to question number 47. Belt and Road Initiative is sometimes mentioned in news. Again, a current affairs question in the context of the affairs of A, African Union, B, Brazil, C, European Union, and D, China. So this is again a very easy question. If you are preparing for UPSC, definitely you will know the answer. So the correct answer is D, China. Okay, so as per the Belt and Road Initiative, they are trying to revive old Silk Route, that is what they say, but there are a lot of strategic angles also involved here that we'll discuss separately in some other lecture. Okay, so it is composed of two parts. One is the economic belt, which is on the land. You see here the road network or the rail network, the composite network, and the maritime network here, right? So let's move to question number 48. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is aimed at A, bringing small entrepreneurs into formal financial system, B, providing loans to poor farmers for cultivating particular crops, C, providing pensions to old and destitute persons, and D, funding the voluntary organizations involved in promotion of skill development and employment generation. So the correct answer here is A, bringing the small entrepreneurs into formal financial system. So Mudra scheme was launched last year by the government of India. So Mudra means micro unit and refinance agency. So this is basically targeting the micro units, the small entrepreneurs, right, to provide them formal finance. So Mudra Bank is a new institution which is being set up by the government for development and refinancing activities related to these micro units. Okay, let's move to question number 49. Question number 49. In which of the following regions of India are shale gas resources found? 1. Cambay Basin, 2. Kaveri Basin, C. Krishna Godavari Basin. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1 and 2 only, B. 3 only, C. 2 and 3 only, and D. 1, 2 and 3. And the correct answer here is D. 1, 2 and 3. So these are the prospective basins of shale gas in India. So you see Cambay Basin, KG Basin, and Kaveri Basin. All three are a part of this particular network. Basically there are 6 basins. The other 3 are Ganga Basin, the Assam Arakan Basin, and Damodar Valley in Gondwana Basin. Okay, these are the 6 shale gas basins in India. Now let's move to the last question for part 2, question number 50. Global Financial Stability Report is prepared by the European Central Bank, IMF, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, D, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And the correct answer is B, IMF. Okay, so this is a report which is prepared by International Monetary Fund. Right, so that's all in this part, guys. You can proceed to the part 3 for the next set of questions. So please do subscribe to the channel if you like this video, and if you have any suggestions in mind, please share with us in the comment sections. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.